Yes, and we are live. What's going on, smokers? Today, y'all getting really audio video, so you don't get to see the pretty face today, but next time. There's always next time. What's up? What's going on, baby? Good morning.
Good morning.
And how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. Just enjoying my day off and everything. And should start the morning off right with some Paislee, with some haze
Mm.
in the air.
That's what I tell people. I said the best part of waking up is Paisley Haze.
Oh, no, definitely. So what's been going on with you? How the new year been treating you, baby?
The new year has been amazing for me. So I can't complain. I'm excited to just continue to reach my goals.
Oh my goodness. Yes. And of course, smokers, y'all know the voice. Let me just go ahead and get this out the way so we can get this rolling. Good morning. It's time to smoke this over. And welcome to the Smokers Lounge, the 2 times nominated Smokers Lounge. You know how I am. Kevin Arthur Southern Champ, aka the Porn Rap Star. For sponsors find all my links with one link, allmylinks.com/porn rap star, because y'all love going to that link. For a sponsor, tell you about the first one being eroticismmagazine.com, a great adult magazine in this day and age. One of the hottest porn companies in the business, blusherotica.com. And if you need candles, got you covered, the Kinky Candle Company. And for your legal need, Mitchell Ferrari, the Queen of Law. Links in the description. You can also find me not on all these platforms, but also at these spots as well. FullSWATradio.com, 5 days out the week in the mornings. SGPradio.com, as well as SkyHawkAfterDarkTV.com. So now y'all don't get to see the face, but y'all know the voice. And y'all know the tits, because I haven't seen them in the Prima Smoke Room. She is a lady who is not only a great performer in our business, not only a great mind in our business, and a pod mommy, but she's also a great teacher in our business. She is the
Ooh.
proprietor of the Mattress Actress Academy, and she's one of them teachers that you're going to be hot for. I'm talking about none other than Paislee Haze. Say hello to the smokers today.
Hey, welcome.
So,
Thanks for having me.
yes, I done had a couple people on here that did, y'all know, has seen her praises about the Mattress Actress Academy. And
Oh, yeah, I saw a couple of my students on here.
yes, and they sung their praises on your ass, girl. Your shit works.
Thank you. That's what I like to hear. I've just had to kind of speak for me. I have done well over 200 consultations, if not closer to 300 at this point. I lost count. I've had countless students. My classes continue to get filled. They love it because a lot of people are so curious about learning about phone sex and don't understand how thriving phone sex is. You had one of my students on here on your podcast about 4 days ago. She had a $1,200 day from phone sex alone.
Why do
I was
people?
like, damn, girl. She's like, thanks for, her help and stuff. It's been really good. I have phone sex operators. Most of my girls are making $200-300 days on average.
Damn.
Some of the ones that put in more hours, they have $400 or $500 days. So I don't think people realize how thriving phone sex is. So
Why
I think
is phone
that
sex slept on? That's the real question. Because I remember it was a part. A lot of girls used it then. You
mhm.
feel what I'm saying? So it was kind of like, even back in the day, they used it. So it's kind of like, to me, people don't talk about it as much. They'll talk about camming all day.
Yes.
So why do people overlook phone sex?
You know what? That's a really good question. I feel like personally, there's not a lot of information. Well, it's 2025. There's much more information now than when I started doing my YouTube channel. When I first started doing my YouTube channel 3 years ago, I could not type in the word night flirt and find really anything. It was one girl that she was showing some setup, but it was from like 7 years. So, like at this point, 10 years ago. And then it was another video I couldn't understand. Then I'm searching phone sex, and I'm only finding people that aren't really, they're just kind of talking about their customers or whatever, but not really helping other people understand how to operate and be a successful phone sex operator. So that's why I started talking about like night flirt, talk to me, sex panther, I want phone on my YouTube channel, and like thoroughly going over, how to set this up. So I don't know why it's not talked about more, but I do know that the only reason why I started doing this is because I didn't see, well, I saw there was a market for it, but I didn't see anybody else posting about it. So I think that's what really helps.
Is it because phone sex is not the sexier of the sex work trade because it's more about the audio than video?
I
Is that
wouldn't
part
say
of it?
that's less sexy. Like our guys are coming really hard. Like they're enjoying their
We talking about
experience.
like social media because, like for example, so when you hear about like you be on YouTube and you see
Mhm.
the YouTubers who interview the sex workers, right?
Mhm.
They don't talk about the phone sex, even though some of these girls do it. You know what I'm saying? For the Janice Harts and the Miss B Nasties, they actually do have accounts on Sex Pamper and so forth.
Yeah.
You feel me? But
Mhm.
you'll never hear them discuss it. You know what I'm saying? It's more about, the porn, how many dudes you fuck, this, that, and the third. And it to me, it's like they don't want to highlight other areas of sex work that can make you money that don't even involve you getting in front of the camera.
Yeah. I don't know why everyone thinks you have to show your face. I have audio only creators who are thriving. Like these ladies aren't really showing their face. Some are. Like it's cool if you show your face. I show my face. I do my squirting videos and I have all that stuff out there, but you don't have to. And so I don't know. I really don't know why it's not talked about more. I think people just don't understand it.
So, so what is it that when you talk to people about the phone sex, what is it they don't understand, they don't get when it comes to doing that?
A lot of people come across my YouTube channel because they're searching night flirt. I would say that's probably one of the main searches that I'm seeing for my channel, which shows me that these ladies and gentlemen are know about the site, but night flirt doesn't tell you how to work the site. And there's so many things like setting up, like I tell people you have to have at least 6 listings. I'll have people come to me, they only have one. But you need to have at least 6 listings. You need to know how to bid properly. You have to understand that you need to put greetings. You have to know how to do HTML and basic coding.
Mm-hmm.
You have to you have to understand all these little features on your dashboard that the site itself doesn't explain. So people are just setting up things and maybe not understanding which listings to pick, why they would pick these listings. Like it's very confusing. I'm not gonna lie. I was confused. That's why I sat there and played with every little thing until I figured it all out. So I was able to teach people because there's no information on how to do that. So I think they're confused about maybe the logistics of things
Mm-hmm.
on how to actually make money from the site. It's not that I'm giving them site awareness. Maybe so on certain sites, but I think they know what sites they want to work on. They don't. Or I'll have girls search camming stuff because I do talk about like Chatterbait. Chatterbait's probably my biggest video on YouTube, me breaking that down.
Yeah.
But they'll see that and then they'll be like, oh, I like this girl, like I want to watch more of her videos, and they're, oh, she talks about phone sex too. So I've had girls, they're like, I thought I wanted to be a cam girl, but you convinced me to be a phone sex operator, so can you help me with that?
So now when it comes to, because there's been a rise of what I call audio porn, all right, because you got
Mm-hmm.
erotic audio. You know what I'm saying? Because I done talked to a whole bunch of ladies that do that or what have you. And then also, like I said, the phone sex or what have you. Because I've talked to a couple of ladies about that, of course, you yourself. So why is there a rise again of the audio side of things when it comes to our business?
I'm sorry, I had got a text message. You said, why is there a rise?
Why there's a rise? Yeah, because you're starting to have, because even to the point where you get more people now doing podcasts. I kind of link that in too, because when you think about it, a lot of these podcasts, they talk about their adventures, the sex, or what have you. So audio porn is becoming a thing. Part of that is the phone sex. You know what I'm saying? Why has this genre now become has in the especially the day of video is now starting to rise more because more girls looking to do the phone sex, more girls that are talking about doing audio stuff when it comes to the business.
I don't really know how to answer that question, but I've known, like I said, I've done over 200 to 300 paid consultations. So I can just imagine the people that haven't paid me for consultations and simply just watched my YouTube channel and found out about it. There was a huge increase in night flirt because they were talking about me in the forums about my YouTube channel because they disagreed with me, kind of giving people the game. So I do think somewhere I do have a slight impact on that. Because, like I said before me, there was no one doing
it. Ain't shit right about your impact, darling.
You know, I rather people, you know, speak for me.
Yeah.
I don't really like tooting my own horn, but I mean, proofs and the numbers and the putting in and the amount of people that's coming to me. And it's not just people in the States. Like, I have a lot of UK girlies, a lot of Canadian girls. I've had consultations from girls from Brazil, from Jamaica, from Colombia, from Australia. Like I get, and Sweden. Like I get these girls and they're finding me. So, or I say girl, women. but yeah, so they're finding me and it's like,
honest with you, when it comes to Europe and overseas, they're more focused on the webcamming and even to a certain extent the phone sex more than porn a lot of times. Because like even when I talk to ladies like Roxanne Miller and Sweetheart Mia in Romania and so forth, webcam is a big thing over there. So it doesn't surprise me that you have a lot of international ladies hitting you up because like they treat webcam like we treat a 9 to 5 over this motherfucker. Like they clock in. They do shows and stuff like that. So for you,
and webcamming should be treated like that. That's what, if you want to make good money, you should treat it like you have a schedule and a 9 to 5 and be consistent on those days. So that's good.
Yeah. So with you, when it comes to like the phone sex, what have you, other than the setting up, what have you, the actual execution, where do you think girls miss the bar at?
That's a good question. Change my microphone.
That's all good.
Okay, perfect. When it comes to after they feel like they're set up, where I feel like they missed the bar at is thinking that they're set up and not being fully set up. And they get out there and they're like, I've been logged on for 10 hours and I haven't made any money. And then I'll tell them, let me look at your page. And then it's so many things that's missing that's not set up. So I think they don't understand. Again, the site doesn't put information. So I feel like because they don't understand how to use the platform or how it works, they think they could just log on and calls are going to come, and that's not how it works.
Which is interesting because it seemed like don't matter whether it's audio or video, girls walk in thinking that automatically. It seriously, because even when you think about the boom in OnlyFans, girls thought that they just gonna post some shit, they're gonna make money easily because they heard what other girls did.
But it's work. It's a grind. There's a lot of another thing with phone sex. There's a lot of administrative tasks. I mean, there's admin tasks to do with cam and content, but there's a lot more admin tasks to do with phone sex. So it's simply not just logging in, it's logging in and completing all your admin tasks, like browsing callers to attract customers, making sure you're keeping up on your bids, sending out your mass messages, completing your HTML, making clickable buttons. Like, it's work.
So when it comes to bids, because when girls price themselves, how do you avoid not pricing yourself out of clients?
What's the question exactly?
How do you you know the old adage, you can talk your way out of pussy, you can talk your way out of money. How do females make the mistake of outbidding themselves? I got bid pricing themselves out to where they don't get clients. Meaning, how do you figure out the right price for you at your level, at your status, and so forth?
Okay, price points on phone sex.
Right.
So I think the average phone call is $1.99 per minute.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of standard. But different sites work differently. So, for instance, if you were asking me this question about Sex Panther, I
Mm-hmm.
would tell these people to price it how you want and see what works for you. But
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't do, I would do whatever you want for phone calls, but I wouldn't do less than like $5 a minute for video chat. I would do more, $5 to $10 or whatever they want to price it at for video chats. If it was for Talk to Me, then I would say you can have up to 3 Talk to Me profiles going at once. 2 of them should be priced at $2.99, which is the highest you can go there, and
Mm-hmm.
one of them should be priced at 99 cents. And my logic for that is no in between prices on Talk to Me. The reason why, because when you're not featured and you lose your new girl status on Talk to Me,
Mm-hmm.
you need to be, there's no bidding. You have to be able to find you. So the only way they can find you is by them just scrolling through featured. But if you're not featured, then they're looking under the lowest price call or the highest price call. So if a customer comes on there and he wants to sort the women by the lowest price, everybody for 99 cents is going to pop up. There's about 5 or 6 pages for 99 cents. So meaning if your price is $1.50 per minute, you're not going to be till like page 10 or more, right? And you really want to be on those key pages. So one of those should be priced at the lowest price for visibility purposes. Now the other two, they should be priced at the highest price, $2.99. Why? Because there's a lot of guys that search the girls by the highest price. And
Mm-hmm.
so if you are $2 a minute versus $2.99, same thing applies. When they search the highest price, they're going to see everyone priced for $2.99. But when if you're priced at $2, you're gonna be on page 10 or more or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to get lost in the sauce. So
So
that's how I would
pricing
tell
has a
them for
big
that.
part of how you get found then.
You said what?
So I take it pricing actually has a part in how you get found then.
On Talk to Me. Now on Night Flirt,
Mm-hmm.
bidding is how you get found. So
Mm-hmm.
on Night Flirt, the average call is $1.99 a minute. I would say you don't need to take 99-cent calls on Night Flirt unless it's an ignore line, which we can totally elaborate on ignore lines. I find a lot of people love it.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of them should be priced what you want.
So now here's the question, because of course you have ladies. Should your status, meaning you're a top porn star, you're a top influencer, should that influence your pricing?
On Sex Panther, yes. On these other sites, it's really like on Talk to Me and Night Flirt. I would say the porn stars that I know that are on Night Flirt, I've kind of told them about. Like some of the ones I've known, you've had a lot on here.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not really, porn stars aren't really on like Talk to Me and Night Flirt. They're more like Sex Panther.
Mm-hmm. Well, because Sex Pam, you able to do video as well, right?
On all of them, you can do video.
Okay, then. See, that was funny because people don't realize Night Flirt was the first.
Yes, Night Flirt's been
People don't
around for
realize
20,
that
25 years.
that came out around the same time as Clip for Sale. So Night Flirt is one of the
Yeah.
grandfather sites of this shit. So, and it's world renowned. Because a lot of people don't realize that even with some of these apps or sites, some of them is not world renowned compared to like that of Night Flirts.
Mm-hmm. Night Flirt's definitely been around a minute.
Shoot, yeah, I would see a girl from England that day, France and all that on Night Flirt. Where I used to go up there just to search you know what I'm saying, to do research for the girls I was working with or what have you.
Yeah.
So how can I put this? Now, when it comes to the phone sex, right? You being a big porn star, does that mean that it's going to equal success for you if a girl is a big porn star or influencer? Because, like for example, she might do great as a porn star selling content, but then she'll do webcam and don't make shit. So, what constitutes to success with this for ladies?
I think where a lot of people miss the mark, whether you're just a regular girl working at the bank trying to get into this or you're a top name porn star, is that they don't understand that everything has different admin tasks, I call them, to go along with it. So you can't do the same thing that you do, like for instance, in my escorts, you can't do the same thing escorting as you are on cam. A lot of escorts contact me and they want to learn how to do cam. And then I tell them, I'm like, but please, 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 you got to have the patience because
Mm,
you're going to have to sit here. So I had one girlie, she actually had the patience, did it. She's making $600-700 a day on Chatterbait, but like they gotta have the patience. If you come to phone sex, like I said, it's more admin task, a lot more. So it's like computer work. Like you're gonna be
yeah.
sitting there at your computer and desk, like working. I recommend you have some sort of a desk area.
Mm,
Camming is different. Like you need to stay off your phone and not look distracted and be fully engaged and set a schedule and keep it. So I
mm,
don't think that people take the time to do the proper research to
mm,
know that each thing is operated differently.
mm. So because it's kind of like from what I'm hearing is that girls take the same thought process they would with content and try to bring it to the phone section of audio.
Yeah,
And
and
it's
it's a
kind of,
different.
yeah, it's kind of like the mistake that men make thinking that what works for one woman works for everything, works for everyone.
Yes, exactly.
so so now when it comes to the marketing, um just pretty privilege helps with driving traffic. Because the reason why I say that because like for example, you have girls that let's say webcam, but you know what I'm saying, they don't necessarily have to show their face, but they show their face. They take sexy pictures, they market themselves, they show videos, so forth. So with phone sex, like even when I see with girls that do the phone sex, they do show their face, they do show picture, they do have sexy pictures and stuff. Does marketing like that help drive traffic to your phone sex? Because mind you, they're not seeing you. They might see the picture what you look like, but it's more about the voice and the talk.
It depends because faceless content creators, like for instance, I have a profile on Talk to Me. It doesn't show no one's body or nothing. It's literally graphics that I made on Canva. So some words typed up, really cute and colorful, just a graphic.
Mhm.
That's one of my top lines. They don't know what race I am. They don't know what I look like. They don't know what my body looks like. So
So,
not necessarily. Like
so
you can look and be whoever because it's just voice and you don't have to show your face.
mm, yeah, because so pretty privilege don't mean shit to this.
Pretty much. Pretty voice does. Sexy voice does. Nice, soft
Mm.
voices, or if you're dominant, just knowing how to do whoever your character is works.
Now, when it comes to, because at the same token, just like with porn, like any sex work, is finding where your expertise and where you're hot at. How
Hmm.
do girls gauge where they hot at? Because just like you said, you have the girls that got the sultry, sexy voice where they talk real sexy to the guy. They might do the mommy dom. And then you have the girls that get up, that they make their money off humiliating dudes and talking very abrasive and aggressive. So how do a girl find where her comfort zone in this, aka
Um,
money maker?
I hope the girls that get consultations enjoy my classes.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll come to me and they might think one thing and then I'll totally switch it around.
Mm-hmm.
So I base it off the person because not everybody's dom, not everybody's sub,
Mm-hmm.
everybody's just different. So I base it off them. But one thing I want them to understand is when you're signing up for this, no matter what your character is, make sure that your listings make sense. For
Mm-hmm.
instance, on my characters that are more dominant and I focus on cucks and sissies, I'm not advertising my squirting videos with that. It doesn't make sense. So just make sure you stay on, like, make sure your character and your page makes sense. But if they don't absolutely know where to start, I always recommend starting Dom because there's a fuck ton of cucks, of sissies, of little dick fellas that want to be dominated. And even if you're not an aggressive Dom, you don't have to be a mean Dom. You can be a soft and nurturing Dom. So find your comfort zone with that. But if you don't know where to go on phone sex, please target cucks and sissies because there's a lot of them.
Mm. So, which is funny because as she noticed, as she mentioned she squirts people. So, smokers, I might want to go find some of those videos with your fine self. So, no, because I want to tell you what I find funny. Like I used to listen to girls when like they used to take escort calls and how their voice changed for the client or what have you. So for
Mhm.
you, how did you find your clientele voice? And give us an example.
So I feel like some people have that and some don't.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't feel like I changed really the tone of my voice. For certain girls, it works and they have their like soft little tone or they just change it. For me, with everything that I do, whether it's the perverts or the girlies on YouTube or just anything that I do, I just want people to fuck with me. Like, I
Yeah.
just want you to fuck with me. Because if you fuck with me, no matter what I do in life, you're gonna come join me.
Mm-hmm.
But if I just put on a character and I switch to something later in life, like I don't want to lose my fan base no matter what I do.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I just kind of be myself across the board. But I mean, obviously, if I'm talking to a guy that's more submissive, then I'm just laughing at his little dick or telling him I'd never fuck him. And I say it with a serious tone, like, you will never have this pussy. You are
God
the
damn.
fucking loser calling the phone sex line to talk to me because you can't get pussy in real life. And I'll tell them something like that.
See, right now, a bunch of the smokers are right now just orgasm with her saying that you bitch boys.
Beta bitch boys, yes.
No, but I ain't go for it. You do have sex ass voice for phone sex.
Thank you. But I mean, if y'all see me in my content and stuff, obviously I'm like in my zone.
Yeah, because it to me it's like you one of the ladies that really don't promote. You promote sex appeal. You promote um sex. I'm trying to find the right way to say this. You don't promote pussy because
No.
that's what's really being promoted more so on a lot of these Twitter pages. Because I see you use your social media very well with the videos and stuff like that, especially on the Instagram and stuff. And do you think that also helps you when it comes to promoting the other stuff that is not quote unquote content. You feel me? Which comes to your sex pamphlet, which comes
When it
to
comes to everybody individually, I feel like they gotta feel like what works for them. So if they're like, for instance, we can post on the explore page on Sex Panther. You can post about whatever you want to post about.
mm-hmm,
Me, I like posting little TikTok reels and being cute and fun and flirty, or talking about my farts or
mm-hmm,
ass worship or whatever. Where some girls might be like, come play with me, daddy, and watch this pussy squirt or something. Well, not daddy, they can't say that, but whatever. um Come see this pussy squirt or whatever, or like, oh, do you want to see my hairy cunt do all this anal? If that's what you're good at, do that. Like, everybody has their own. You could do whatever you want to do. If you want to get on there and just start talking and find guys that simply just want to have conversations, because I promote that a lot. Like, hey, I'm just looking for someone to chill with for a few hours.
mm-hmm.
And when I do that, then I'll find a guy that he's like, oh, she likes talking on the phone a while. We can just kick back and I'll have a 3 hour conversation.
Well, see, the reason why I ask that is because, for example, if you're trying to promote your sex pamphlet, right, you're not going to be able to do that by having a bunch of feeds where you're practically shoving a dildo on your coochie. You feel what I'm coming from? It's it's kind of a way that, like, for example, the way that you market yourself, it lends to people that want to go check out Sex Pamphlet, check out my night flirt, as well as your other content. You feel what I'm saying? While girls that might be on that night flirt, the way they promote is, it's like, put it this way, you're promoting your night flirt like you would an OnlyFans. It's not going to work the same. You get what I'm coming?
Yeah.
Period. So why do girls make that mistake and not learn how to promote their night flirts, their sex pamphlets a certain way?
Um, One thing I've noticed from my porn star friends that I've helped, they want to show too much for free. They want to do too much for free. And they're like, well, it's already out there. Well, yeah, it's already out there, so let them go see it elsewhere. But on here, you charge for it and you charge good. Or they want to be cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no. Like, do you know goodies sell for at least $20 on Night Flirt? So if you sell $5 videos on OnlyFans and your pay to views, I don't care. Like, mark that up because on Night Flirt they'll pay more.
Mm-hmm.
Like, does that answer the question?
Yeah, yeah. Because to me, I'm gonna keep 100 with you. A lot of times, girls lose money by showing too much on their platform,
Yeah.
on their social media, especially on X.
Try to keep your social medias as clean as possible.
Because to me, it's like, and I've been said this, it's nothing. Maybe because I'm old school with it, it's nothing more disappointed than I go on a girl page and all I'm seeing is squirting, dildo play. Um, you know what I'm saying? There's no building of the fantasy, and also part of the audio is the fantasy. Because once
Yeah.
again, he's using his imagination with all of this at the same token.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I feel that a lot of times girls market themselves out of money by marketing themselves a certain way. Do you
Yeah.
feel that should a girl market themselves when it comes to trying to drive traffic to the night flirt to the audio side of things?
Um, okay. They should stick on brand with whatever their niche is. So if they're a findom, they should be a findom on Twitter. If they are more bratty, then that's how they should be. They shouldn't be confusing to the audience. Um, I don't know. I just kind of lost my train of thought right now.
It's early in the morning, people. It's early in the morning, but because to me, it's kind of like for example, like when it comes to content, I get the girls that use solo because to promote because of course you got webcam.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like how can I put this? You're not creating that. You're selling sex, not the fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Money isn't our business. If people notice fantasy, it's a reason why girls are able to do webcam, porn, and the phone sex because they're selling the whole fantasy, the image of the fantasy, the brand
Yeah.
of the fantasy. You know, how much do you talk to your students about creating the fantasy? Because that is actually really the most important part, in my opinion, to pulling all of this off.
So I think one thing my students really enjoy about my classes is the role play sessions.
Mm,
So to get them to have a great understanding as to what the guys are going to be talking about on these lines, I do role play sessions.
mm,
So one of us will be the caller, one of us will be the talker, and then we'll swap. So I'll give them I'm like, okay, today we're going to be talking about cuckold conversations. So
mm,
I'll give them a little bit understanding as to what that is. And then we get into some role plays. Or we're going to talk about gooners. So we'll want to be the talker, want to be the caller, and then we'll switch. And then I'll just critique them or tell them what they could have said
mm,
or how we could have milked the conversation a little bit longer.
mm. So now, because what I love about it is that the the girls practice the phone calls because it's different than when you're gonna get in front of the camera and you fuck. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
This is now about talking the money in and how much.
Milk. That's why I call it milking them cash cows.
Yeah. So when it comes down to it, how much a girl got to be a damn good talker?
Oh, you definitely got to be a good talker. You definitely have to be a talker.
Because it's kind of like to me, it's like how can I put this? When it comes to because you said also girls like webcam, you kind of got to wait around, be on the site for a minute, this, that, and third. What is the time allotted that a girl should be on these sites to generate traffic and money?
Um, if you are solely a phone sex operator, like when
Mm-hmm.
girls come to me, I ask them, do you want to be a cam girl or do you want to be a PSO? Because I don't recommend doing both at the same time when they're first getting started. You
Mm-hmm.
really need to master one or the other. If they're going to be a phone sex operator, I we come up with a outline of what they're going to be learning, going over, and the order in which they need to do things to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
So with phone sex, I tell them I need at least 30 hours for you to be seeing $1,000 or more weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can have the potential to make way more than that, and you put those 30 hours consistently. Like I said, you can have $400 or $500 days.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're just getting started, you're new to this, give me about 30 hours. They give me 30 hours, and I tell them exactly what to do with each of those 30 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Like the order in which they should do things, how they should run their shifts, like the whole plan. Like yesterday, I made three people's entire schedules, and I said, this is what I need you to do. If you follow each of these steps, I guarantee you by Sunday, next Sunday, you're going to reach your goals. And they
Yeah.
listen. The ones that listen and I give them the plan, they're good. It's like, and I'd be so proud of them. Like,
Mm-hmm.
these girls be
Yeah,
so good. I
because
just
it's
be
like
so
to
happy
me,
when
how
they
much
actually make
discipline,
it.
how much does discipline plays a part in this? Being disciplined.
Oh, yes. So I start off in all of my webinars because I'll do a lot of free webinars for people to come and just get some insights. I always tell them I have my ABCs of entrepreneurship. A is accountability. Like, if you do not have accountability and discipline and you cannot do that, you can join the class and yeah, you get me for about 8 weeks. But after that, and oh, that brings me to another thing. I think people purchase my class multiple times because of the amount of accountability that I give them. When you tell me you're going to be working, I hit you up. Hey, you said you were going to start work 30 minutes ago. Have you been at work? You've been doing these tasks I'm telling you? It's like boot camp. You're going to get on there, you got to make some money.
Mm. So because it's kind of like, because one thing I noticed when it came, especially when I used to manage girls lack patience. So how much do you hammer home the patience side, and how many of these girls understand patience? Because like I said, it's with the, don't get it twisted. Is it a quicker instant gratification than that of content? Yeah, to a certain extent. But like I
Well,
said,
yes and no. I
okay.
feel like with content, think about all this. If you're doing, say they're doing a boy girl scene, they have to actually start planning this boy girl scene, spend money on outfits, spend money on all these things, get the location, spend money on a B&B. They're spending so much money, and
Mm-hmm.
then they got to take this time, go back to their own houses, edit and do all this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
put the stuff on the site and wait for the site to generate sales. If they're a big name, yes, those sales may come instantly. If they're just starting, you're spending so much money before you even make money versus if you get on phone sex, you can have a make a few $100s that day
Yeah, yeah, that's what I mean.
without spending
So,
money, without doing your hair and makeup, without doing any of these things.
mm,
So I do think with phone sex, you do have to be patient, but
mm,
with anything you have to be patient. Patient if you want some money
true, true, true.
and
Because I
keep a
think,
good positive attitude.
yeah, because I think a lot of times, especially on the fetish side and stuff like that, girls jump on things because they think it's easily done and it's easy and quick money.
Hmm.
Period. And they don't understand it's an art to all of this. You know, so for you, what is the art of being successful when it comes to phone sex? The art of it.
To be successful, accountability, understanding your branding and all your admin tasks, and staying consistent. Like you set up a schedule, and that's why I'm so big about schedules. I make a weekly schedule and I make daily outlines with checklists to make sure that I get all of this done to reach my goals. My personal goals is 429 every day that I work.
Mm.
But everybody has different goals on what they need to reach. So to be successful, you have to define your goals, not just be like, "Oh, I want to make a lot of money." No. What the fuck is that amount of money? That's what you got to think. And then um be consistent, do it. And if you don't understand, and never ever 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 feel like you're done with the research process. You can always research and learn something new.
Mm. Well, with that being said, people, I done held this later for an hour, and I got another show in less than 20 minutes, so I have to cut this short, unfortunately. So, with that being said, people, I hope we taught y'all some shit. So, Miss Hayes, tell everybody where they can, one, spend money on you, and two, if they want to learn the art, where they can go to be taught.
Okay. If they want to join my classes or want to find out more information, you can join my Telegram group. It's t.me/mattress actress, or just find us Mattress Actress Academy on Telegram, or Instagram Mattress Actress Academy, or check out my YouTube channel, Paislee Haze. If the pervs are listening, they can find me on Sex Panther as Paislee Haze or Minivids as Paislee Haze.
Mm, there you go, people. So, what did you
Thank
smoke
you for
over?
having me
Oh,
and
for
letting me
sure,
talk
for
about
sure.
Mattress Actress.
Oh, always, always. So, smokers, what did we learn today? What did you smoke over? Well, you learned that Miss Paisley Hayes gets results with her techniques, and that
Definitely.
uses those techniques. And whether it's webcamming, phone sex, or content, the blueprint is the same. You have to put time, you have to put effort, you have to put in work. The key word is work. Nothing comes easy. And you have to also learn the different ways and techniques with each different part of the sex work world. how webcamming works, how phone safes work, how content work, and the whole nine. Because
Hmm.
the blueprint you might use for content may not work for the audio stuff. The stuff that's audio may not work for the video stuff. So you have to figure out how it works. And that's the biggest problem that a lot of y'all do.
And if
Y'all
they need help, they can
go
reach
ahead.
out.
Yeah, y'all can reach out and learn. Because see, it's not as simple as copy and pasting. No, because copy and pasting, the person you might be copying and pasting from may have figured out how to make money and you have not. So, what we wanted you to learn today is simply this: there are many ways to make money in this business, but there's only one way to see that money, and that is treating it as a business.
Exactly.
So, with that being said, you know how we end these things all day, every day. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience if you haven't learned anything? Smoke this over. Oh, and
Over.
don't worry, people. We will have Paislee Haze back in the premium smoke room. Y'all know what y'all need to do. Subscribe over there because we got a lot of good things coming. And also, please subscribe to my Spotify members. I got great stuff for the Spotify people too. So with that being said, we out. Say goodbye to the smokers, baby.
Bye.